Okay, tonight, Serious and Silliness brings you a really, really special interview. Um, this person is probably the best, or if not one of the best, female arm wrestlers in North America, Michelle Dougan.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Of course, I think I'm more excited at this about than any of them.
Thank you.
So where are you from?
uh, I'm originally from Pennsylvania,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm living in Syracuse, New York for the past 20 some years.
Okay. What made you make the move?
My husband's job brought us up here.
Of course.
So yeah.
Yeah.
But I actually arm wrestling is huge in the town that we're from, Erie, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I
And
was about to say that. It seems like a lot of great arm wrestlers come from Pennsylvania.
yeah, definitely. There's a lot. I don't know how much you know about arm wrestling,
Not
but
much.
there's some big names. There's some big names out of the same hometown. But when I was there, when I was young, I never even tried arm wrestling, which is
Mhm.
crazy. I wish I would have tried it when I was a lot younger. I've only tried it for the past 6.5 years ish, something like that. I actually won the world championship after 3 years.
Okay, so that leads me to my first question. Okay, if if a girl wants to be a bodybuilder, she can go to her gym and work out and get a trainer and compete. If a girl wants to be a powerlifter, she can go to a powerlifting gym. How does a girl or anybody at that matter decide that she wants to be an arm wrestler? Because I don't know any arm wrestling gyms, and then turn out to be the best in the country.
Well, I'm lucky enough to have like a lot of friends that have been in the arm wrestling world. I just never took advantage of it before. Actually, how I started was I was pretty sick for a few years. I had a couple different types of cancer,
So I've heard.
and I was always in the gym forever. And then I was so sick I couldn't get out of bed, and I was a mess. And it was kind of like, why bother? Kind of, I don't know where I was. My mind was crazy at that point. And my husband had actually Bart Wood, um, an amazing arm wrestler, my coach, head ref for WAL. He he told my husband, why don't you have her just try arm wrestling? Because I've been strong all my life, but
Okay.
so I just tried it one time, and let me tell you, it pulled me right out of that dark hole.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
So,
But I didn't know, getting back to your question, obviously I had no idea what I was doing. I was just strong.
right.
So there are so many arm wrestlers all over the country that are willing to help you. And they welcome you with open arms, and they help train you. I mean, it's insane how nice they are. Even the women. I remember one of my first competitions. I was horrible. I was actually the second competition, and it was a big one. And the women there were trying to help me beat the other women. And then when they were on the table with me, the other woman was helping me. It was crazy. They were all just, everybody's pretty friendly. But to train for it, there's different levels. Like I get obsessed with things. So I train 2 or 3 times a day if I'm getting ready for something, especially something big. So I do my core weight training, and I've talked to so many different arm wrestlers, and I just kind of took advice from everyone, listened to what they had to say, and used what I needed, because everybody's a little different, and what works for some people might not work for me. So to get back to your question, there's no specific gym for it. It's just kind of learning as you go along, unfortunately. Now, in Sweden, the women have huge gyms. Well, actually, all the Swedes have huge gyms that they train together in. I mean, obviously not in the last year, but they they have. I mean, it's a big thing. Everybody arm wrestles from probably day one, you know.
Yeah. Is it
So,
bigger? Is it bigger in Europe than it is in North
yes,
America? It's more
absolutely,
mainstream there.
absolutely, especially for women, but for men also.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty huge though. It's getting there. It's getting bigger and bigger. So it's getting
Have
exciting.
you been able to go overseas and do some arm wrestling there?
Not yet.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to doing that.
Mhm.
I've arm wrestled with WAL, which is
Right.
the World Arm Wrestling League, and they are out of Chicago. So all of their stuff most of their stuff is here in the United States. So I was lucky enough to do that. But my next step is a different league, trying out a different league, and
Okay.
going overseas and seeing what I can do over there. There's some pretty tough women over there. I've experienced it.
Okay. Okay. So it seems like there's great camaraderie in arm wrestling.
Absolutely.
And honestly, being the only thing I've ever done is bodybuilding. I mean, I was never that good. I mean, I was do good local shows, but there's not a lot of camaraderie in bodybuilding. It's a very selfish sport. The girls are. There's not a lot of camaraderie.
I did it too for a little bit too.
Oh, so then you understand, right?
I do.
Okay, so then you understand. Powerlifting is a little better, but I feel like arm wrestling, there's a tremendous amount of camaraderie.
Absolutely.
And just by speaking to you and to speaking to Paul, the nicest people, right?
They're absolutely. Paul is an amazing person.
Yeah. But even somebody like yourself, right? You are, from what I could see in the interviews I saw and what I've looked at on YouTube and just talking to you for the last 5 minutes, you're a sweetheart, but you'll rip somebody's arm out of their socket.
Let me tell you, I've been training. So I am this weekend's my first tournament coming back out of it.
And
it's
where is that?
In Erie, Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay.
So it's a fundraiser for one of the high schools there, but my coach runs it so every year. So it's gonna be fun. Okay. My husband's actually partnered with him in that, so he helps with the tournaments and stuff.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
You said within 3 years you became basically the best, or you won a championship. How do you move up the ranks in order, and how does it work before you become like a champion in arm wrestling?
Well, things actually have changed for the women's area with the women's league. When I started, there was no amateur, so I got thrown in with the pros. 2 weight classes, 140 and 140 plus. I'm never making 140. Okay. Well, how tall are you? I was always with the heavier women.
How tall are you?
I'm almost 5'5".
Okay. And if you don't mind me asking, what is your weight?
I usually arm wrestle around 154, but right now I'm about 160. So.
And what was some of the biggest girls you've arm wrestled, if that's the weight limit? I mean, obviously it's
250, 260. Yeah.
And you've beaten these girls?
Some of them. Some of them, there's no beating them. They're too big, you know?
Yeah.
But my, what we've been trying to do, at least, we're trying to do it throughout the whole country, is to change the women's weight classes. So my husband started throwing tournaments and he started changing the weight classes. And then we tried to get more people, more of the people that are throwing tournaments to do the same. So now there's 3 weight classes usually. Good. I mean, if it's a good tournament, you know what I mean? So I'm like so happy about that, because, you know, it's more fair, you know? Yeah,
that's just unfair. I mean, I don't know why it took so long for them to figure that out. I mean, they have, they have 12,000 weight divisions in boxing and MMA and bodybuilding and powerlifting.
Exactly. And now we have amateur women also.
Oh, that's good.
So if women want to try it, they can come in and at least try it. They won't have to go against like me, you know. I was going against world champions when I started, you know. Right. I almost quit because I lost.
Yeah. Well, that says a lot about your character.
Yeah.
It does. Yeah. You know, somebody that, could be easily discouraged. I remember when I was a kid and I was like in grade school and I joined like jujitsu when they were beating me up, and I was like, I don't want to go back. Just beat me up.
Yeah, exactly.
So if these girls were so much bigger than you and stronger than you, how did you become champ?
Well, when I won, there were 3 classes. So I was in the middleweight class.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I won the middleweight champion.
I
Right
see.
arm.
Okay.
Right arm. I
Okay.
mean, I got third in the left.
What was the middleweight middleweight weight
Weight classes.
disparity?
It was
Yeah.
I think it was like 129 to 154. No, 129 to 148. I actually made 148.
Well,
So
that's okay. That's reasonable.
it was better. Yeah. Now
That's reasonable.
we're getting bigger and bigger. I mean,
Yeah. That's absolutely reasonable.
but yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
Okay. No, I'm glad it is evolving because, I said this to Paul. If I see it on ESPN or if I see arm wrestling on YouTube or whatever, and this goes for all of my friends, and nobody knows arm wrestling. Immediately, you stop and watch it.
Yeah, everybody does.
Immediately, and you just want to see, it's because when you watch it, it's so impressive, but for some reason, it's not very mainstream, and the rules are all over the place.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why. I'm not sure why, but I know that I tell people, I like to see the reactions when I tell them, oh yeah, I'm a professional arm wrestler because I'm signed with WAL. I'm a signed athlete. So
great.
So we have super matches and stuff on Turner Sports. It obviously hasn't been the last year. We haven't done anything. But I like to see their faces when I say, oh yeah, I'm a professional arm wrestler. And they're like, oh, that's a thing.
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah. So, since you're signed with WAL, is it monetized? Do you have is it cash incentives or it's basically just a contract?
Just a contract, pretty much. There's certain things that I can't do, like I can't have a super match with any of the other other people on
Federation.
Yeah. But and they let us go to, like, right now we can do pretty much anything because they're not really doing anything.
Right.
So they just want to know what's up.
Right. So what do you do for a living?
I'm a personal trainer.
Oh, well, I should have known that, right? I should have known that. Isn't there another guy from Pennsylvania who was a personal trainer? Oh my God, he's like a monster. I think that's what they call him. They call him Monster, right?
Michael Todd. He's not from Pennsylvania.
Oh no, where is he from?
No, he's from Arkansas.
Okay, so then there's another guy I'm thinking of that's from Pennsylvania. I got them confused.
There's actually a lot of trainers in the arm wrestling world. There's actually a lot.
It goes hand in hand, I guess, right? I guess if you have to be fit and strong, I would think it makes sense. It only makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't think you have a lot of accountants in arm wrestling, right?
Well, you never know, but yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of farmers too.
Yeah, well, that goes back to that old school blue collar mentality, right? And that makes sense. You would think that more blue collar guys, like you would think more guys like me would be involved. Like I'm a sewer worker in New York City. So, and I'm one of the rare guys that are in shape. They look like sewer workers. Let's just put that. All right. Okay. So basically you brought it up before.
Have you tried it?
I'm sorry?
Have you tried arm wrestling?
No, but I'm getting the itch because I've been really looking at a lot of, and my wife watches them with me. She thinks it's exciting. So
we need more women.
Oh no, my wife owns a hair salon in Jersey.
Oh,
that's all you have to know. That's all you have to know. So she is fabulous.
You guys should come to Keystone States. It's in Harrisburg.
I might.
I'll tell you about that.
In June or July? June, right? June. Yeah, June. Maybe I'll check it out. Maybe I will check it out. It'd be nice to actually see the faces of people that I interview and meet them. And it seems like it seems like you guys are very nice and have a lot of camaraderie and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I will
try it. We have novice classes. First timers, people that have never done it before.
Oh man. All right, maybe
Paul and I will help you.
Oh God, I don't. All right, I'll think about it. I'll think about it. I'll think about it. All right. So you mentioned before that you were sick, and from the research I did on you, you had beat cancer twice, 2 different types of cancer.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell us about that, if that's okay?
Well, the first one was melanoma. Then they removed it. I had it on my thigh.
Okay.
And it spread to my lymph nodes, but they got it. So that was the first scare. And then the second one was thyroid cancer. And it took him about 3 or 4 years to figure out what was wrong with me, because I kept telling him something's wrong with me, because I'm a trainer, so I know my body.
I know exactly what you mean. Right.
You know. So, and then they finally found something. They found They found a nodule on my thyroid. Tested it, came back positive for cancer. Then they removed it, and that was the easy part. Then they had to, now I have to be on medication for the rest of my life.
That's right.
So,
That's right.
yeah. So it's, I mean, I've got it sort of under control, and then all of a sudden my body changes, and then it's all over the place again. But, you know, could be way worse.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then I've been checked over and over again and they keep removing different mold. It's all from all that tanning I used to do when I was young. My skin cancers. Oh.
Yeah, that is. I understand. Yeah. Well, you sounds like you come from the same kind of background as far as the fitness world.
Yep.
As I do.
Yep.
So you beat cancer twice, and then you became an arm wrestling champ. You're pretty much like a superhero, right?
Okay.
So with every superhero has an arch nemesis. You knew I was gonna bring it up.
I did. Yeah. We go back and forth.
So why don't you tell us who your arch nemesis is in arm wrestling?
Okay, so Angela Rose.
Angela Rose
from Canada. I
Okay.
think she's in the United States actually right now. I'm not
Okay.
sure. But we go back and forth though. She won left hand the same year I won right hand world championship. And then we had a super match. There's a lot to say about that super match, but I'm not going to make excuses. I thought I was ready, and she beat me.
Okay.
So now I have to beat her.
Yeah. You got to beat
and
her.
I have to beat her right and left, actually.
Okay.
You know, I can't just let it hang.
Yeah.
Like that. You know.
Why don't you explain to people who don't know what a super match is? What is a super match?
Okay, so the league that I pull for is they have these super matches. They have about 5 of them. Usually one women's match, and it's the best of 5, the best of 3 or best of 5, depending on.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So it depends on if it's like the finals or not. But we went the best of 3. I won the first match. She won the second and third. So
yeah, I actually watched it. Watched it.
Did you? Yeah.
Yeah. When you told me, I was still I had never saw it because it was what, 2 years ago.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
19? Was it 2019? Yeah. And since I didn't see it, I was cheering for you since you were doing my show.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But you know, no excuses. I thought I was ready. I wasn't ready. So I had surgery like 2 months before, and I think I can do anything. Turns out I can't. But she is super strong, man. She's no joke.
Right. But you guys are friendly.
Yeah.
You guys. How friendly are you? Is it like a everyday text thing, or is it like?
Oh, no. I mean, we're Facebook friends. I mean, we talk when we see each other, but I mean, she's, you know.
It's not like I'm coming to Pennsylvania. Let's hang out, or rather Syracuse. Let's hang out. No,
nothing like that. But I mean, if she was close enough, maybe.
Yeah, right.
But
yeah.
I mean, we went back and forth, especially when we were getting ready for our match. We were going back and forth and tried to put some stuff up on Facebook and just for fun, you know.
She actually, in that, I think it was the 2019. She actually tweeted some really, really harsh things before the match.
Oh, did she? I didn't even see it.
You don't remember that?
No, I didn't. I don't think I even heard about it.
She tweeted, this is coming from the commentators when I was watching it.
Okay.
That she was gonna rip your arm off.
Oh.
And then she was gonna eat it like a chicken wing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I did see that. You're right. It was funny. That's
you know what? I think it's fantastic. But you know, the guys, when I watch the guys, they seem to, not so much Paul, but the other guys, they seem when they are on the table, they seem to talk a lot of shit to each other.
They do.
Yeah, they really do. I don't know.
I'm not that kind of person.
That's what I was going to ask.
I would like to focus on what I'm doing. And I've just in the past couple of years, started getting so comfortable that I can kind of feel what they're going to do as opposed to just worry about what I'm doing. You know what I mean? So
it's like chess.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like if they grab your hand a certain way, you'll know what they're going to do.
I see. Okay.
I pulled this one woman, Fia. She's from Sweden. Amazing puller. Most of the women, okay, so the United States pulls differently, arm wrestles differently than other countries. We just go in all about muscle. Okay.
Right.
They are more technique. So that's what I'm trying to get better at is technique. But when I set up like with Angie Rose, you can just feel her power, because we're both like,
it could be.
So, and with her, you definitely have to be on top of your game if you're going to arm wrestle her. But anyhow, the girl from Sweden, the woman from Sweden, she set up and it threw me because I've never pulled anyone from Sweden or anyone as good as her. And she just set up and her hand was just gently laying on my hand and waiting for me to do something, but I didn't know what was going on. So I just thought, oh my gosh, is this a dream? This is going to be so easy. And then my hand was the wrong way. So fast. It was like that. It was crazy.
It's amazing how something that looks so simple is so complex.
So complex. Oh my gosh. You just turn your wrist a little and you have better control. Hand control is huge. I did see the interview with Paul Lynn. I agree with a lot of the stuff that he was saying about.
I'm glad you actually watched it. That means a lot to me, actually.
Yeah.
It does. It really does. He's he's tremendously strong. I watched this. How I contacted him was obviously I'm always more into bodybuilding and powerlifting.
Yeah.
So I follow Leroy Walker on Instagram, and he's a famous powerlifter. Yeah. And Paul was trying to help him arm wrestle. Now, Leroy Walker benches 700 pounds. And he's arm wrestling, and I'm watching this, and I don't know who Paul Lynn is. And I'm watching this, and he can't move him. He's just can't. And he's like talking to him, I guess, telling him what to do. And this monster of a man can't move his arm. And then basically when he felt like it, he just,
that's Paul.
And I was like, oh, who is this guy? I was like, who is this guy? And I just started Googling and YouTubing, and I was like, oh, and then I contacted him. And just like you, it was like, yeah, when do you want, when do you want to interview? Absolutely. And tremendous. It's so, I really feel like people don't give it enough of a chance because it's not mainstream.
Yeah, you're right.
Because like I said, even my wife, who is, all Gucci'd out all the time and, perfect nails and, what I mean? Perfect feet and the whole deal. Like I said, she owns a hair salon from Jersey. That's all you have to know. Right. Even her, when I put it on, she was glued to the TV.
Wow.
And of course we watched a Devin Larratt wrestling match.
Wow.
Right. And she's like, I hate him. I want him to lose.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I mean, if she's into it, I feel like a lot of people can be into it.
I just don't know. Like we talked about it, and I just don't know how to make it more mainstream and how to get more women involved. We're always trying to get more women. We don't have enough women.
Yeah, I think the fact that it is on YouTube. And I think that's what's made it become more popular, because it seems like once you get into YouTube and you interact with the other power sports like bodybuilding and powerlifting, that seems to be bringing it up, because Larry Wheels, who's a powerlifter, is arm wrestling. Leroy Walker is a powerlifter, is arm wrestling. I mean, you go down, I forgot the Russian guy's name. He had held the bench press world record. He's arm wrestling. I forgot his name. I can't pronounce his name. I'll butcher it. And you go down the list, and I feel like it's drawing in people like myself who are fans of the other power sports. And it's like, coming to, and I'm like, oh, okay, who's that? Well, that fits into my narrative on my YouTube channel. Let's look into that.
That's cool.
So when is the next time you'll be facing what is her name? Angela Rose?
Angela Rose. I'm not sure. Probably. I mean, I think she's in the United States still right now, so probably any big tournaments that are going to happen this summer. I'm hoping Keystone, but I don't know. It's kind of far for her. But there are other ones going on. I just don't know exactly sure what I'm going to be ready for. I had surgery on my right arm. I had the ulnar nerve repositioned. It was getting caught on my elbow, and my tricep was pinching it. So it was a mess for a long time. So now I had the surgery, but it's coming back slow. So on Saturday, I'm only arm wrestling left, but I'm thinking it will be ready by June. So if it's going in the right, if we're going in the right direction. So hopefully I will run into her this summer.
All right. You know? Now you have a cool nickname. How did you get your nickname?
Well,
what is your nickname?
It's the Black Scorpion.
All right.
What's really funny is I tell people it's the Black Scorpion, and then they call me the Black Widow, and my husband doesn't care for that.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah.
But I got it from this arm wrestler out of Erie, Pennsylvania. His name is Dan Carr. He Apache Dan Carr. He was one of the best arm wrestlers in the world, right out of Erie, another one of them. And basically, if he gives you a nickname, you keep it. He's a big dude, right? Scary looking dude.
Yeah.
So
it's almost like an honor if he gives you a nickname, right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And he was one of the he is one of the creators of American Gladiators also.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
The first one. I think they're trying to bring it back or something, but yeah. Yeah.
Now, what is Angela Rose's nickname? Or does she have one?
I don't know. You know?
I think we should call Lex Luthor since you're Superman.
Yeah, there you go. I'm gonna call her that next time.
Yeah. Well, send it when this comes out. Send her the link. Send her the interview. Yeah. Send her the interview.
Definitely. I'll tag her definitely.
Who did you when you started arm wrestling? Who were the people that inspired you? Who did you really like to watch and study?
A girl she's originally from Sweden. Her name is Sarah Bachman. Okay. She lives in Florida now. She's a citizen of the United States. And I loved watching her just because you need to look her up. She's like so fast and so
Sarah Bachman. Is she still arm wrestling or no?
Yes, she's getting back into it. She got out of it for a little bit, and now she's back in. She's huge, like muscular, and she's heavyweight. Okay. So hopefully I never have to go against her.
Well,
I'm just kidding. I want to. I actually want to. I did train with her. My grandsons my son and his family live in Florida. And when we go down there, we've trained with her before. So she's man strong.
Is she very well? And how much does she weigh?
I think 180, 190. I'm not 100% sure. I hope she doesn't get mad if I said
that. For a woman. That's big for a woman. That's a big woman.
Fit. Like she's beautiful.
Like I'm 205. That's that's a big girl. And if she's fit, that's a lot of muscle. How many children do you have?
I have 4 kids and 5 grandkids.
Really?
Yes.
And do they all live in Florida, or does any?
No, just my son and the twin. And his wife, and we are actually moving down there hopefully by the end of the year.
Okay.
But who knows? And then the other ones live here in Syracuse. The other 3 grandkids. Are
your grandchildren like your biggest fans?
Yeah. They're my I thought they're just my world.
Right.
But, I think there's a war going on between who's my biggest fan, my daughter and Steve Black. They are always at it. You don't need to know Steve Black, but he's an amazing arm wrestler also. Okay. Too. He's actually in New York, Brooklyn, I think.
Steve Black. Yeah, I'll have to look. That's because there's
tons of arm wrestlers in New York.
Yeah. Really? I actually grew up in Brooklyn. I'm in Jersey now because, like you, my wife is in Jersey. So
yeah. What you do. But
yeah. So before we go. do you have any choice words for Lex Luthor, your arch nemesis?
I'm coming for you.
I was scared there for a second.
But one of the things I want to say is the reason that one of the reasons that I do it, or one of the reasons I want to get out there is just to let, like, I've been through so much, and if I can do it, anyone can do it, male or female. But I really, I really want to help other women just try to find their passion, because this is just an amazing, for me, it's an amazing sport. Not everyone is going to love it, but but you can do anything if you put your mind to it and you work hard. I mean, sure. I worked my butt off for 3 years just to get that hammer. So that's what the trophy is, my big hammer.
That's amazing. And that is such a great accomplishment. I have one more question before we go. I totally forgot to ask you, we got on the topic of trash talking. And I mean, on the table, and you say you don't trash talk, you'd like to concentrate, but are you a fan of others trash talking, or do you don't really like that kind of thing?
I love to watch matches with trash talking, but right. I don't want my match to have it in it.
Okay. What if a woman does trash talk?
I will just block it out.
Just tune her out.
Yeah. It won't scare me. It won't throw me.
Yeah.
I know that trick.
Is it more of a man thing?
I think so.
The girls a little bit more cordial.
Women. Yeah. The women are definitely nicer.
Yeah.
On the table. Yeah. And if you watch men and women arm wrestle, it's so different. It just is. It's just more gentle sometimes, most of the time, than when two men are arm wrestling. It's just like,
Oh, I watched that Devin Larratt and the guy from Arkansas, the Monster.
Yeah, Michael.
Oh my God! I was like, how is this? How do their arms still attached? They went for I don't know how long.
Oh my gosh, I know.
And it was, and then there was another one I watched with the Monster, and he went against this Carteret. Is that his name?
Yeah, Jerry Carteret.
Jerry Carteret, right? Jerry Carteret, and I think he had some damage during.
Yeah.
And his wife was telling him, I think he should quit. And he's like, I'm not quitting. I think he had some kind of nerve damage. Yeah. His arm was getting all swollen, and I was like, wow. So what was the worst injury you've ever seen?
Arm break.
Really?
Oh yeah.
On a professional level?
It's usually amateurs trying to do what the pros are doing. Because your arms, just like anything else, any other sport, your body has to get used to it, has to build up, you have to have your tendons have to get strong. I mean, the positions that you're in are not natural positions. So in your elbow, your shoulder, if there's a weakness anywhere, there's definitely a chance, that you can hurt your arm, break your arm. I've seen torn biceps.
That's
the arm break is the worst. But the women that break their arm are usually like, oh, I think I broke my arm. And the men are like, ah. That's what I've noticed.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think women can take pain a little bit better than men.
But yeah, that was probably the worst thing I've seen. Is
that's this is, I just want to thank you for coming on and talking about arm wrestling and being part of my YouTube channel. Because my YouTube channel is growing, and the more power sports I include, the more it seems to grow.
Yeah.
I just really appreciate you doing this. You don't realize how much I admire power sports because you don't know me very well, but ever since I was a kid, and I think it's just growing up during the 80s, because during the 80s, it was Arnold and Stallone and Schwarzenegger. I mean, I even said it, Hulk Hogan and Mr. T. And it's like, I think we just grew up admiring power, right? And I didn't care whether it was man or woman. If he was strong, I was loving it,
Yeah, I was the same way. Yeah, I'd like to watch it too, definitely.
So I really appreciate you doing this. It is fantastic.
Thank you.
And I wish you all the luck in the world. And Angela Rose, aka Lex Luthor, she's got to watch it.
Oh yeah, she does. I'm after her.
Yeah.
She's my next victim.
Yeah, that's right. Angela Rose, you better watch your ass. Thank you very much, Michelle. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good
All right.
night.
You too. Bye-bye.